All right, and we're just getting this 50cc 4 to 6 class just re-racked on the gate. All the dads packing those gates in and getting all the riders ready to go. And as Palms and I have been sitting here, we're just chatting about, we believe, a four-way battle going on right now, basically between Messon Lockhart, Matteo Guzzi, Carlson Scott, and Malachini Tekreb. So there's definitely going to be, we're going to try to do some math during this moto to figure out where these guys end up. And then, your first and second place finishers doing a 1-1 and a 2-2 so far. So, there should be a lot of action here in this 50cc 4 to 6.
Yeah, I mean, this is the youngest 50 class, and I guarantee that the dads are more aware of the points than the kids are probably right now. So
yeah, the kids are just out there doing their thing, trying to survive these ruts, man. We were saying, like, even the 60s get lost in these ruts. So, yeah, this track has been pretty challenging all week.
Yeah, it's a little different track today. I mean, we've seen, obviously, with the mud, that changes it, but we've seen a little deeper, and today it looks a little more hard-packed. I know a few riders have commented on how fast it feels today. So it's probably good conditions for these 50s, I would suspect.
Yeah, yesterday we did have one of the intermediate motos, and I was taking notes of Racine, and he was doing like 215s, 214s yesterday, and he was down to a 206, 207 this morning.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah.
even some motos, I think Cole Thompson was down to a 159. So, yeah, the lap times have gotten significantly faster, about 5 or 6 seconds just overnight, based on the track prep and no rain, right? So,
how do you like this track? Do you like riding it when it's like this, or do you like it when it's a little more technical, maybe a little till deeper with some
I think I ride better when it's more technical, but it's my arms. So it's one of those things. So let's see how this 50cc 4 to 6 shapes off from the start. Always hard to see the little bikes right off the start, but it looks like the number 99 of Austin Kukela. So getting off to a good start. He's already won one in this championship as he comes around with the gold bib.
Top guys are spread out already as they hit the start, the first turn, that long straight, and then up this hill is it's pretty fast right away.
Yeah, it's funny how there's still moisture in this section and it almost looks dry, but Peter Colvin on 777 Cobra doing everything he needs to do right now to secure that second spot. So right now, Cobra sweep out front as we get a shot of all these 50 riders going through, and you have about 35 50cc 4 to 6 riders out here right now. So youngest on the track, and I think we have about 100 parents out there, Palms.
Yeah, no. The parents get their exercise. I think the parents need to train more for these motos than the kids do, but it's great. And now we have different bikes. I mean, there's a couple electric bikes out there that we can see but we can't hear. And then another good thing in this class is even though it's the young kids, we've seen them, like, almost every province is represented, which is really cool. BC, Manitoba, Alberta, like, their kids came from all over to battle here at Walton, which is cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like Kyle was saying, actually, in the last 65cc class, said the same thing. It was an Ontario and a BC battle, and it's like these kids might have never even raced each other before, and, they're doing all their prep, and they come here, and they're, just a couple seconds off that guy from the other side of Canada.
Yeah.
So pretty incredible as they come through. So that is our modified 50cc section, similar to what the guys are riding in the mud. So we come around on that first lap, green flag, all good to go. And then, this section here was tricky yesterday for the little bikes, a little soft coming in. And then we're calling this just a graveyard. Palms coming into this next section. You might have some insights on how deep it was. Like, holy, that inside was atrocious the first couple days.
It was. Mud just kind of sits there, almost like that section doesn't drain as well as the others. But yeah, when it gets muddy there, this whole section through there coming up to the rollers is treacherous when it's wet.
Yeah, as you were saying, you asked me what I thought of Walton, and I am a big Walton fan. I'd say I'm more of a hard pack guy. But I've also done, for me, it's a comfort thing. I've done my most amount of laps here, so I do feel like more at home, even just when I'm riding there. I kind of know what to expect. I know what the natural and the step down feel like. I feel like that's a huge thing for Ontario riders, being able to ride at Walton a couple times before the National. But then what I always say is I love the pro national prep. I absolutely love all of these tracks on Pro Day. I was pretty lucky to be able to race the 450 class this year and do the announcing with the Jetworks crew, but for me, it's the track prep. I absolutely love how these tracks have been prepped this year. MX 101 was amazing. Deschambault the exact same way. Gopher Dunes was a little much for me, but yeah, man, just the way the track gets prepped by the Walton crew on race day, I really enjoy.
Yeah, it is a different. I've talked to, intermediate riders that have in the past ridden all week, and then talk about racing when they race on Sunday for the pros, and they're always surprised and impressed too with how the track is.
It's like a humbling experience.
Yeah.
I was talking to a buddy RJ Roy who wanted to race the pro day, and he just did the Pro-Am or youth class this week, and he's like, man, I only got it for 20 minutes. And I'm like, I know it's another animal. And some people I've been asking, a couple times this week or a couple times a day this week why I'm not racing. And it's like, it's one thing to race a national, but then when you're racing a full series, I always find that I got to save myself. So, But as we have the 99 here in that gold bib coming around the Walton step down, no problem at all. And just, setting on a clinic here, about to go 1-1-1 for the 50cc 4-6 championship, and last lap he was at about a 5-second lead, and I think he just keeps extending his palms on the 99 Cobra.
I think it was Ryan Gauld made the comment earlier in the week that this kid could be nicknamed the Great One, because he's certainly showing he's doing the 99 proud in this moto, and as you can see, I mean, these kids got a much different track than they had probably in their previous motos. I mean, it's already they're going to have to start putting water to this soon. I think the dust is kind of sneaking through in some sections.
Yeah, I was saying earlier this morning, we've been having like almost 3 different Walton tracks just because of the weather. So I was wondering this morning if the track crew almost felt bad and didn't want to water it too much and give the guys a little bit more of, just a smooth track to ride. So, yeah, these guys just coming around now. I'm just going to pull up. So, right now, as it runs, Austin Kikella, Peter Colvin, and then Malachini Tekrib. Sorry if I'm butchering that name, but the 150 TM. So, that will be your overall podium right now. Malachini with that 7.33 should lock down third. But then behind them right now, Carson Scott should lock down fourth, and then Matteo Guzzi was the next one in points. So the only kind of point stealer in there right now looks like Hunter Bandera, because he went 13-19 in his first few motos. So Bandera with the best finish overall if he can hold on to that 6th on the 101 KTM right now. So, and he is in a pretty comfortable position, but we have a few laps to go here, Palms.
Yeah, definitely. And there's some kids that are just handling these routes. But you know what? I think all these kids deserve a ton of credit because, like we said, it's ages 4 to 6. So there's some 4-year-olds out there. Imagine, your kid riding at 4. I know mine started riding when he was 5. But, that's pretty special to see a kid that young out there. I know they do, 4-year-olds play hockey, et cetera, like that. But, to be out there on a motorcycle on this track all by themselves, kind of responsible for every little decision they make, and no teammates to help them is pretty cool. It certainly makes these kids mature at an early age.
No kidding. And that's the relationship with mom and dad. I feel like that's just untouchable. And compared to every other sport, I saw a few kids on the line this morning on the far outside with just their dad. And I was thinking in my head, there's no buddies there. There's no mechanic. It's just him and his dad. So now his dad's got to cheer him on enough for him to go out there to just hammer down the whole moto. And, if he falls over in the back section in the mud, it's not like he can just look around for dad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I totally agree with you. These kids being very independent already at 4 to 6 years old is absolutely incredible. So, yeah, hats off to all these guys. And another thing I noticed this week being here, I've been fortunate enough to watch all the motos and just how there's so much skill coming off the line in every class, and that's what I was really like, wow, I just love being here. And it's same with the thing with Loretta Lynn's and, with all these races. It's a very humbling experience to watch.
Yeah, and it's just, it's a cool evolution of the sport, right? The kids just keep getting better and at a younger age. And there's a lot more coaching available. Bikes are getting better technology-wise, and these kids are getting braver.
I think that's an e-bike. The white one that just went a lap down was an e-bike. Like you said, Palms, I did not pick up on that earlier in the week that we had e-bikes out there. So that'd be wild.
Yeah, well, Ryan Lockhart's kid, Meston, the number 101, who's sitting in 14th right now, he's on an e-bike. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. I've seen a couple in the Mission Cycle showroom, and then a few guys I know have been riding them. And, yeah, I think they're definitely the future for – we're hopefully going to have kids, soon, and that'll be pretty exciting for me to be able to teach them in the backyard.
Yeah. Well, I watched this class earlier from the mechanics row, and, when the e-bikes go by, it's just – I don't know. It's kind of weird because, you and I have been brought up with, part of the allure to this sport is the sound and the smell. And when you don't have that, it's like – that's kind of strange. But, they have a purpose for sure. And it's great to see them being utilized on a challenging track like this.
Yeah, like you said, I feel like they have their purpose. For me, I think maybe starting off on an electric bike and slowly moving into, if the kid takes a little more serious, moving into a gas-powered bike, and maybe it's another step. We have the static bikes they can start on, and then maybe the PW or the electric bike, and yeah, like I guess I got to pick Noof's brain on what he thinks about doing that and making that move. So, but right now, the 99 has 3 laps completed, running a 2:45 lap time right now. So I would imagine they have 1, maybe 2 laps to go. We should see that 2-lap board kind of coming out. And, and this 50cc 4-6 with just a full gate. It's amazing how many riders are out there.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the leaderboard and down through the lap times, Colvin there in 777 and sitting in second place. He just turned a 2:40, which is 4 seconds a lap faster than the leader. So, and he's only 3.5 seconds back. So he must have found some lines. Maybe started hitting some of the jumps, and he's really on the gas right now. So.
Yeah, and a nice shot of the number 10 gas rider right now coming under that Fox straightaway in 8th place, Keegan Fasciotti. So I haven't got a good shot of Keegan yet today, so look at him absolutely ripping. His mom and dad are probably in that mechanics area, so as he comes down, I love how it's the red gas that kind of looks like a Honda.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm willing to bet that Colton finds this watching this more stressful than he ever did racing this track. So
yeah, it's incredible. Even if you get a rider prepped and go to the gate with them, if it's a friend, I feel like you get a little bit of that nervousness. So I could not imagine if it was my own child that's only a couple of years old. So, but all these guys just navigating the track well, doing their thing, worry about themselves. So yeah, I bet you there's 2 more laps to go here because we do not see a white flag in Mike's hand right now. So our first place spot, the 9-9 of Austin on the Cobra. Now 10 seconds out front, most likely securing that 1-1 in the championship. And then Peter Colvin with the 2-2-2 so far. And Malachini rounding out that podium on the 150 bike, going 7-3-3, most likely for 3rd overall. So yeah, definitely there's going to be a mix-up, though, like you said, Pons, with Carson, Mateo, and Meston Lockhart. Right now, they're pretty much all tied in the points. So right now it would be Carson in 4th, Mateo there in 5th, and then it would most likely be Lockhart there somewhere just past the 6th spot. So see how this one shapes up. Roughly, let's say 2 laps to go.
Yeah, just getting a good look here at Colvin. Went through those rollers smooth, standing up. I mean, that's the key to I know it's hard. You know, that's what everyone stresses when you start learning to ride a motorcycle. You got to stand up. It's just no different than riding a bicycle and, watching these kids go through these ruts. I mean, you see the ones that are a little more efficient in them, they're probably standing up and staying on the gas and kind of aggressive. So.
Yeah, my biggest thing with standing is just helps with efficiency and wearing yourself out. I find that if I sit too much, the rest of my body gets super beat. So I try to kind of overcompensate on the standing just to try to save a little bit of efficiency. But
yeah, this track, as you see here, the track's, as mentioned before, it's really starting to dry out with the. It doesn't take much with the sun and a nice breeze here. This dirt dries up very fast. So
yeah, actually noticing, looking at the Canadian flag on our start line, our wind changed direction today. So a little bit different than it has been throughout the week. And we were holding the tents down in this booth for the first couple of days. So definitely doing all we can. But it looks like after this 4-6 moto, we will have a break before the 85cc 12-16. So I imagine Barry and the boys will be laying down some water and maybe changing this track a little bit, and I feel like they can always pull a little bit of dirt on from the edges too.
Yeah, there's got to be lots of the dirt on the side has to be full of moisture after all the rain earlier in the week. But we should also say, for people at home watching, like temperatures changed a lot too. We had some real humid weather all week, and now it's kind of a comfortable. I don't know. I would say it's like 20 degrees, perfect for racing today, and tomorrow's supposed to be much of the same. So. The hot, muggy weather is cleared out, and it's a lot drier air mass in here right now. So
yeah, it was tricky with those rain motos. Yeah, it's not like it was cold and damp; it was hot. Yeah. So everyone was dealing with those factors for sure. And then today, the only thing we're dealing with is a little bit of wind and sun. So I think the worst factor of that is the track drying out. But hey, I think that's trackers. They've got it under control. They've been doing this Walton TransCan for a lot of years, and I think right now, Austin Kukel in the 99 is enjoying it on his Cobra. Gold bib, GoPro on with that bright flow green helmet. So, good shot of the rollers here. We didn't have that looked like almost like the Marty cam going through the back of the rollers. So, he was getting a few shots of us for us in the woods there yesterday. So, camera crew doing an awesome job.
Just looking down through the leaderboard and stuff. We mentioned Keegan Fasciotti earlier. I know he didn't get off to a great start, but he's charged all the way up to 6. So he's
holy cow.
He's found some rhythm and. He's a little bit back from the 5th place rider, but great charge from young Fasciotti.
Yeah, so Fasciotti right now, he did go 3rd in his first moto of the week in the 50cc class and then 7th in his second moto. But right now, this would give him, he was sitting about 6th overall, so this might give him the spot above Mest and Lockhart. And then also out here, we know Riley Gauld's out here as well, so he went 16, 18 in his first few motos, but this one he's looking to finish roughly in the same position right now. So there he is in the 16th spot. So a little bit better for Riley in this 50cc 4-6 moto.
These, like we said, though, these kids all deserve a ton of credit. 4 years old, some are 4,
yep.
But
the future of our sport, man. That's what we've been saying all day. And, it's very humbling to be able to watch these guys go around and just see how stoked they are at the end of the motos. So,
and like you said, it's great to see the size of this class. Like all the kids, we've seen even throughout, the start of the season, the AMO races, the local Ontario races, a class like Super Mini had qualifiers.
Junior, yeah.
Yeah, right through, right down to 4-6. I mean, the classes are full. The amateur side of the sport right now is super healthy.
Yeah,
so that's great for the future.
Yeah, we've been saying all year it's just booming. So, and I went to that first race as well, and I remember the junior class just filled up with guys. So right there, the 99 taking the checkered flag in this 50cc 4-6 class. So he will take the overall on this moto on this overall for the 1-1-1, and then Peter Colvin going 2-2-2 per second. He is a little bit of a ways back as the Marty cam gets a good shot of our podium. But we're going to fire to a quick commercial, and then we'll be down on the podium with Britt and our winners.
From day one, Fox has created products with intention and purpose. So we can inspire your best ride, your fastest race, your greatest adventure. It's how we connect and how we dream. We were made for inspiration and for possibilities, for fast starts and long journeys, for challengers and for champions. Fox was made for you. So get out there and do what you're made for.
All right, we're down here with Austin Kukelka. What a win for you. That was such an exciting moto. Did you have fun out there?
Yeah,
What was your favorite part of the track today?
the whole shot.
The whole track. I don't think I've had that answer yet. How old are you, Austin?
7.
Awesome. 7 years old, took that track like an absolute champ. What's the toughest part of the track for you?
The whoops.
The whoops are the toughest part for you. So I bet you've got some people that you want to send some thanks out to. Do you want to thank some people?
Go for Dunes, my mom and dad, and Cobra Canada.
Awesome. Austin Kukelka, congratulations. You can hop back up there on the podium and take in that win. Thank you so much. We're going to send it to a quick intermission, but we'll be back with lots more motos to come this afternoon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It is 2021, and we